Let's push the button marked idiot and see what comes out.
The following program contains naughty bits.
It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen, and this might be maybe one of God knows how many videos I'm churning out today, but it all could be cannon fodder, or it all could be rapid fire stuff, so who knows, but stick around. And if you enjoyed today's video, folks, like the other ones coming up, make sure you give it a like, make sure you subscribe, and today we'll be talking about Doctor
Who?
Yeah, Doctor Who, the second season with Shoot Me Gatwa returned to the BBC. I've not watched a single episode. In fact, I did not even watch the first episode when Shooty made her debut all those years ago, because honestly, the fact that this guy was on the BAFTA red carpet a few years ago proclaiming that entertainment needs more diversity, a very ignorant echo chamber statement to come out with when you know damn well, shoot me, that diversity has always existed in entertainment. This is just you trying to push a really communistic woke narrative that nobody is interested. That's why on my shelf in my other room I've got John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Colin Baker Doctor Who's on my shelf, right? I need those doctors to watch. And look, I've got no problem at all with Shooty Gatwa's colour. That's not even the issue. People made it an issue because, of course, what did they do with that? Well, yeah, the rest is all up to you. But today, Russell T Davies, in an interview with the Radio Times, a shitbag magazine, that now, if you go on their website, they're forcing you to pay a subscription of £10 for the first few issues, then cancel anytime after that. No thanks, BBC. You're garbage. This government is garbage. This country is garbage. And folks, I've only had one cup of coffee today. Well, that and 2 slices of toast and some scrambled eggs and spinach. But without further ado, let's get on with today's video.
I am the last of the Time Lords. I'm from a different planet.
When we discovered Uranus, the solar system doubled in size.
Yes, hallelujah, it's the video show. And now, the man the BBC calls
Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
So here we are, folks. The Radio Times Doctor Who boss Russell T Davies hits back at wokeness criticisms because they're all true. The showrunner says he has no time for complaints from online warriors. Yeah, this is the same Russell T Davies, by the way, whose husband, yeah, one of those situations, died a few years ago. But you know what? When Tony Scott unalived himself and his famous brother, Ridley Scott, film director, auteur as well, heard the news and had to deal with personal grief, he didn't go on some rampage afterwards attacking fans who didn't like his decisions. And grant you, Ridley Scott isn't the same film director that he was many, many years ago, because Ridley Scott is not that kind of guy. But Russell T Davies appears to be that kind of guy because he's now using that grief of his partner or husband to make Doctor Who a tribalistic, divisive piece online. That's what he's doing. So on this article by Patrick Cremona, who I will call Patricia Cremona, if you want to know what Patrick looks like, it's this dude right here. I mean, how emaciated can he get? And yet, I will call him Patricia because this is the same guy. At first glance, when you see him and you look at some of the articles he's done on X, he seems to be okay. And then you see stuff like this, how the Oscars have rightly acknowledged the most audacious film of the year, and it's called Nickel Boys. I've never even heard of this movie. And when you look further into Nickel Boys, it's a film that reinvents the cinema by bringing in diverse genders, so we already know what kind of film this is going to be, including gritty cartel crime drama, camp flick ingredients, and musical melodrama. Well, you know what, Patricia Cremona? I'll just watch Brian De Palma's Scarface instead, because that's got a great soundtrack. Some campiness, but of the better variety, especially Al Pacino's over-the-top performance.
I gotta look after my investment.
Dude, you're completely lost on me, my friend, but you do you, and I'll just do me. Back to the article here, folks. Is it the same one we're talking about? Okay, Doctor Who boss Russell T Davies says he's planning seasons 4 and 5 after taking a hiatus. I can promise you amazing stuff at the end of season 4. No, it's all right, dude. You don't have to do that. But what's really funny regarding this article as well, I don't think it's actually mentioned here, but in the opening episode of season 2, the Doctor and his, well, non-white companion, shall we say,
All right then. I'm called the nurse.
Good team.
go to the planet of the incels. I shit you not, this actually happens. Because of course, folks, you can't have a sci-fi TV show that takes you away from the real world. Nope, it has to embed you in it, because you as the viewer can't escape your armchair and go and make a cup of tea, right? Nope, you've got to be reminded that even in Doctor Who is real, and it's all about pushing a communistic ideology in your favorite family TV show. But on GB News, BBC Doctor Who viewers fume, let it die, as fans slam shallow and forced social commentary amid dwindling ratings. What an absolute shame. The debut of the new series of Doctor Who has divided fans, with some claiming the iconic that should be the once iconic BBC series is finished after Saturday's episode failed to impress. That, of course, is the debut episode of this month. The latest outing of the outing is probably a double entendre based on Shoot Me Gatwa's sexuality, saw the Doctor reprise his role alongside new companion Belinda Chandra, played by Varadu Sithu. So Saturday's episode, The Robot Revolution, introduced a new companion as she was kidnapped by robots and taken to a planet that had been bizarrely named after her, ruled by a sentient AI determined to make her its queen. Holy shit. The AI is revealed to be a jilted former boyfriend of Belinda's, ultimately leading to her saying she was on the planet of the incels. Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ, this is so terrible. But you know what, folks? I've just had an absolute gutful of Russell T Davies. Honestly, the man should just go to a retirement home and stay there and spend his days in incontinence pants and wondering what happened to his career and how he pissed off a lot of Whovians. But what about you folks? Do you not care? Or do you want to leave a comment below and engage with me in conversation? Because I think it'd be absolutely funny if we did. And if I were you, and if you were me, then I'll catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
Like and subscribe, or get your nuts Krogan crushed on Kung Fu Hot Dog.